Thank you, Randy, for that warm introduction and for your years of service to the public, both in and out of government. Thanks so much to the board and the Committee of Citizens Union for selecting me to join this outstanding group of honorees. I'm really honored to be with all of you. And of course, I have to have special thanks for my greatest support throughout all of those achievements and all the years. My husband, Steve, who is with me here tonight. I'm just so happy to be with you all in person. So things are opening up, but we still have to be careful. And so with that care, the events that we choose to make, the places to which we choose to come are really special. They mean something to us. And so I think it's so important that all of you chose to be here this evening. It really, really is wonderful. So I want to talk a little bit about, we've talked about Citizens Union's great history. It's wonderful to be here for an anniversary. They're very special events. We look back and we commemorate how far an organization has come, but they really are the time and the place for which we can look forward and draw inspiration for the hard work to come. And yes, there is some hard work ahead of us. There just is. There just is. Because if you say in this day and age that our democracy is facing a challenge, you've really uttered a profound understatement. You really have. I think I'm probably joined by all of you in saying that I'm actually still reeling from the events of January 6th, watching that happen. Even as I watch the hearings unfold, what takes me back to that day, to something I never thought I would see, the Confederate flag in the United States Capitol. Never thought I would see that. Reeling from a group of people who decided not just to reject the results of an election, but to literally reject the cornerstone of our democracy, the peaceful transfer of power. And so we're seeing so many more challenges to everything that we thought was so secure and that we, in fact, hold dear. We are now seeing, for example, the culmination of generations of effort to literally curtail and roll back the right to vote. Yes, the cornerstone of our democracy, a right that was literally won by blood of people who went before us. We've been completely whipsawed by the reversal of a woman's right to choose when and how to have a family. That has completely taken us to storm. And just as we were coming to grips with our country's painful history of exclusion, we are seeing in state after state, city after city, efforts to literally erase our history, to not even talk about the most painful things that we've overcome in some sort of muddled version of manifest destiny that's designed not to make some people uncomfortable. This is really hard to see. It is. And I know for everyone in this room, it's also painful and just as hard as it is for me to comprehend. But it is really important, it's really key that we see these repressive efforts for what they truly are, not as an advancement of anything, but in fact, a backlash to generations of progress and change that we have made, and real change that we will not relinquish. We're not going backwards. But we are caught up in this moment in time and as a part of the pattern of progress and pain that has really bedeviled us for generations. But we've been here before. We actually have. And we have triumphed before. We have moved through this moment before. We have overcome. This backlash always follows progress, just like night follows day, just like Jim Crow followed Reconstruction. But why is it so strong now? Why are we feeling these efforts to drag us back? First, at one point I thought to the 1950s, and now I think it might even be to the 1850s. Why now? Because, in fact, of the power of the change that this backlash is trying to suppress. Because real change is being made. And so when we look at today's efforts to limit our democracy, to crush, literally crush our democracy, that's what's going on. The lesson to take from this, it's not that we've lost the fight. We haven't. It's that we've struck a nerve. That's the lesson to take from this moment. And it's not that our values are not true and enduring, but it's that it falls on every generation to defend them in their own time. This group, more than any other, knows the truth of this statement. The price of freedom, constant vigilance. Yes, you all know it, you all live it. And now it's just our turn. It's our turn. But here's the thing. Our path toward democracy, our path toward equality, has never been straight or even always visible. It's always had twists and turns and sometimes outright reversals. But we have never given up, never. We have always pushed forward, and we have always prevailed, because that's how change is made. And history shows us that some of our greatest advances have come after periods of intense opposition, like we're in now. And we see these seeds even now. Even now we see change is not only being made, it is being sustained. The roots of the insurrection on January 6th are being laid bare. They're being exposed to sunlight. People across this country are standing up and fighting once again for the fundamental right to vote. And people of all ages, not just young people, and activists are raising their voices, refusing to sit still, refusing to be quiet, calling out all of those who would return us to this somehow flattened history that was never really ours. And those seeds are also here, right here in this room with all of you. Now, of course, we're headed towards yet another election season, a preview of one to come. And I know there's been a lot of discussion and debate and dialogue of what will happen and who will turn out victorious. But no matter the results, no matter what happens in the elections to come now or in the future, there are two things that I know for sure. The day after, the sun will still rise in the morning, and because of groups like Citizens Union, we will still have a voice, no matter what the result is. And I know that you'll always be here for that. So I want to thank you once again, not just for this wonderful honor, which I truly, truly appreciate. It means the world of me coming from so many friends and peers like you. But thank you also for your dedication, for your commitment to good government, to our government, to government of the people, by the people, and truly, truly for the people. Thank you so very much.